Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, and holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for
Yes, as a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, Christmas card challenge is up now. That's right. If you write a comment on every video in October and November, it's not December, but don't worry, we're not going to change it because we don't care that much. I will send you a Christmas card, and I'll actually send it. That's a callback to me not getting a Christmas card from Mikey. Anyways, that's another problem. But I hope everybody is doing well today. I am excited to be with you tonight. We are going to watch a family fight. What could be better? You know? I know we all have our own little traumatic childhoods we bring to these days, and today I think we will see a little bit of that on display. Maybe he doesn't know how to write in Canadian. Maybe that's the truth. Or maybe Mikey doesn't even write his own cards. I'm just kidding. I don't know about that. Wait until your video is over. I will pretend like I knew that, Sashina. I apologize. I just walked in the door, but I'm glad that that worked out. I just walked in the door at the cost of Canadian postage. Well, at this point in time, it's only 3 people, John. So that's not going to be that expensive. But I get your drift. We're going to work on it. You know, if it gets out of control, maybe I'll have to take out a loan. You know, I don't know. I hope everybody's had a wonderful day today. If it was your birthday, happy birthday. I don't know if I told you guys, but while on my trip, I actually had the occasion to sing happy birthday. It felt a little bit full circle to me. Because that's something that we obviously do around here with our friends and our family. And so I brought all the gusto that I normally bring to you to that person's birthday. I did not say we had to do it on the day the video is posted. That's right, John. You may have found a loophole. You may have found a loophole. That's not so very bad. Also, look at this cool pencil. It's a pencil, and then the end of it right here is green, so you can't really see it, but it's got seeds in it. So after you finish using your pencil, you can plant it, and it will sprout. You can plant your pencil, and it will sprout. How cool is that? Gotta love that. Hi, madame. Hello, hello, hello. Bonjour, mes amis. I hope everybody is doing well today. Seriously, oh my goodness. I've had a very busy day today, but I'm so glad to be here with you guys. So glad. So glad. Without further ado, let's get into the court, shall we? I think we shall. I hit the button. Yes, I did. I hit the button.
I'm back on YouTube.
I
heard
back
you.
on YouTube.
All
Tell
right,
me
I'm
fucking about
letting
it, Judge.
everybody in.
All right.
Let us all back in. Now I gotta fix the green screen again. Why does it change versus one from there? I don't know. I wish I had guys in the truck that gave a bit of a fuck. But I don't, Brutal Bob.
All right,
Oh
good
my God,
afternoon.
it's
The court is
me.
calling to order its contested docket for the 4 o'clock hearing, 25-48802, estate of Volney Morton Parsons, also known as VM Parsons, also known as Mort Parsons, also known as V Parsons. Can I get announcements of council?
Hi, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor, before you get that, we're welcoming Shane back to the crew. Hi, Shane. Thank you so much. And Sashina, you have a student named Paisley. Oh my God. Oh my God. If I could give advice to a young Paisley from a 37-year-old Paisley, it would be embrace your name, grow to love it because it will become you. And if you own it, it will be good. Thank you so much, Sashina. 22 months. Amazing support. I appreciate it. Does she spell it like I do? Paisley. That's really the right way to spell it. I'm not trying to be rude, but I just believe that. Thank goodness. Okay, good. You know, I did see one time a Paisley that was Paisleigh. And I thought to myself, oh, poor girl. Poor girl. I hope it happens, John. I hope it happens. I don't know. I'm not in charge of the colors. But you saying dark red reminds me of one thing. So at work today, one of my coworkers really wanted flowers. Hi, Casey Carey. She really wanted flowers. She was having a rough day. And it was very sweet. One of the, oh God, madame, don't spell it like that. Anyways, so she was having a rough day, and one of our coworkers actually went into the parking lot and told her man what flowers she wanted, and he went and got them for her. Isn't that so sweet? John, I think it's going to be the same. I'll turn it off once and see if we can reset it, but I don't think it'll do it. But I love you, so I will do that for you. Hi, Dwight. Anyways, my whole point being, and then there was a man, and he was buying Saturday flowers. How sweet is that? I can buy myself flowers. That's what you remember. Write my name in the sand. Watch fucking court for hours. Most people don't understand. Okay, let's go.
Good afternoon. My name is Barry Hammond. I'm counsel representing Ross Parsons Jr. and also Jordan Parsons.
Okay, and
And I apologize. Ross Parsons is the applicant for temporary administration
right.
in this motion, and both Ross Parsons Jr. and Jordan also filed an objection to the issuance of letters testamentary.
Okay, and so just quickly tell me how they have standing in this.
Section 22.081 of the Texas Estates Code says that they are interested persons in the decedent's estate. And then section 55.001 of the Estates Code authorizes interested persons to file an objection to an application for issuance of letters testamentary. And then section 452 of the Texas Estate Code runs through the issuance or the application for the temporary administration, of which they still fit in because they're interested persons.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I should have asked a better question.
Sorry.
So I wanted to know factually, how are they interested persons in this estate?
Understood.
But thank you.
Sorry.
That was actually a perfect answer. It was a bad question.
No,
how are they interested?
Okay. Mort Parsons was a great guy. Was married to Susan Parsons, who's here with us. She's also amazing. Before he passed, he had 2 children. Ross and Fred. Ross, unfortunately, predeceased Mort, but Ross had two children, Jordan and Ross Jr., and so they are the grandchildren of Mort. Named in the will as contingent beneficiaries.
Okay. And so Susan is the beneficiary under the will, yes?
That's correct. She's the beneficiary, except for some clauses that say, hey, if she doesn't want it, or tax wise or what have you, then it will go to the descendants of Ross and Fred, and so they're contingent based on her desires, and also tax treatment and decisions made by the administrator and all that. But they both are on the same page, and we also have Jordan is a minor. Her mother Allison is here. But
Is that Jordan there? I see.
The blonde one.
Hi, Miss Jordan. Okay, all right. Well, I guess we should call your first witness then.
I object to what he just said. Can I object?
Well, who are you?
Oh, I'm Fred Parsons.
Okay, and so
And
you're the son of the deceased, yes?
Yes, and he didn't tell the truth regarding Devisey. I have the section 22.018 pulled up. I have it all printed out. And the Devisey is someone who is you have to be in the will, and being a contingent beneficiary. Since she's alive, he's not a contingent. Ross is not a contingent beneficiary. He's not a beneficiary. It's contingent on her being dead and she's alive.
Okay.
So he has no interest.
Do you have any pleadings filed in this matter?
No, I was just going to do it here.
Okay, and so do you have any, are you interested in the estate?
Yeah. Yeah, this is my mother. I don't want them taking over and ruining her life.
Okay, so you're not a beneficiary either.
I'm like Ross is.
Exactly.
I'm a beneficiary, so I'm not technically a beneficiary either. There's only one beneficiary, and that's my mother right here. And therefore, he's not eligible to bring this hearing before you.
Okay, all right, thank you. I will take that under advisement, and I'm aware of everything you just said.
Yeah, and I have all the pulled up here. I pulled up all the code, and I looked at it.
I understand the code, sir. I understand the code.
Okay.
Why do you think I asked that question to start off with? It was the very first question I asked.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I saw him lie to you.
I want to know factually what is going on that would necessitate this extraordinary measure that they're asking for. So that I do want to hear, because I'm always able to appoint someone if some kind of emergency exists. So counsel, who are you going to call, since I don't have an affidavit or anything to show me what's going on with this estate?
Totally understand, Your Honor. We filed two motions, two documents with the court. One, an objection to the issuance of letters testamentary, and then also secondly, we filed this application for temporary administration. Along with the objection to the letters testamentary, we did file an affidavit of Miss Allison Whiteside that provided a little bit of the evidentiary backing for our concerns. Happy to call Allison, happy to call Ross. The other person on the line here is Angela. Angela is Ross Parsons' mother.
Mikey, you're just showing how often you don't come around. I'm primping all the time in front of the camera. But it is so nice when you do grace us with your presence. I know you're very busy. Yeah, Fred is being an asshole. So far, isn't he? All these people are related. Could you imagine Thanksgiving? By the way, Thanksgiving in Canada is next year. Or next week. Not next year. Well, also next year. We have one next year and next week.
And so, we can run down witnesses, look at the affidavit, however you'd like to proceed.
Okay, well, so you asked for a hearing, so I'm assuming you wanted to give me something here.
No, absolutely, Your Honor.
Okay.
Well, we can call Allison Whiteside, Miss Allison Whiteside first.
Miss Whiteside, can I get you to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Oh, I can't hear you.
All right, your audio is not on. Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I apologize.
It's okay. Something's on because she can hear me. Her microphone's not on. No, you just muted yourself. Don't do that.
Now?
There,
Now
yes,
you sound like you're in
better.
a
Okay,
fucking
go ahead, counsel.
church.
Thank you, Your Honor. Could you please state your name for the record?
Allison Whiteside.
And what is your relation to Jordan Parsons?
I am her biological mother.
Okay, and who is Jordan Parsons' father?
Ross David Parsons Sr.
And what was Ross David Parsons Sr.'s relationship to the decedent?
He was the decedent's son.
Okay, and did Ross Parsons? When did Ross Parsons pass away?
In 2013.
Okay. Did Ross have any other children?
No. Oh,
Did
I'm
Ross
sorry.
have
I
any other
listened to
children?
Ross Parsons Jr. I'm sorry.
Okay. And who is the mother of Ross Parsons Jr.?
Angela and Dia.
Okay. Apologies. So we're here. So have you had any interactions with Susan Parsons or Fred Parsons after Mort Parsons passed away?
Yes.
And in those interactions with Susan Parsons, did you come away with any concerns about her capabilities to manage her own financial affairs or the administration of the estate of Mort Parsons?
Yes.
What can you give me an example of can you describe what gave you the concern? What's the foundation for your concern of her ability to manage either her affairs or the affairs of the estate? Actually, let's focus on the estate, but either way, I apologize.
There are a couple of reasons, but
Hold on, is that a fucking albino mannequin that she has there in her shot? Does KCC have a Discord? Yes, I do, Shane. It's terribly organized. Did Mikey see my lower half in Florida? Technically, yes. At Universal. Right, at the meetup. Right, Mikey? Remember there was somebody smacking my butt at that meetup? Allegedly. Oh, I have to go back to Florida soon. I miss it.
I hope it's okay for me to say this, but, and I mean this in the best of ways, we call Susan Parsons Pa. So if you hear me say Pa, it's talking about Susan Parsons. She was a kept woman, and so she never had to pay a bill. And
I'm sorry, what did you just say? Did you just describe my dream life? Alex, is that what she just said? Hi, Chuck. I'm being serious. Did she just say she was a kept woman? I'm a kept woman, but I keep myself, okay? And it's not as fun. I'll tell you that right now. Like, I can buy myself flowers, but I don't want to. I really don't.
Susan Parsons. She was a kept woman, and so she never had to pay a bill. And so there were times where she jokingly said, oh, I can't do the finances. I don't know what I'll do when Granddad passes away. And then there were times where she expressed memory loss. And so there were that's a couple of examples of concerns about whether or not she could fulfill her duties.
Okay. Um, do, there are two individuals that are named as potential administrators. Well, anyway, I apologize. Let's strike that. The second person that's the subject of this application, in a way, is Fred Parsons. Um, and have you seen any interactions that give you doubt about his ability to administer the estate of Mort Parsons?
Um, yes.
Could you give me an example?
Um, he, before the estate was, they had initiated probate. Um, it seems he didn't understand the process because he initiated and had Susan, execute a transfer on death deed.
Okay.
And also, Fred hasn't worked in probably almost 3 decades.
Who hasn't worked in almost 3 decades? This family is fucking messy. Also, Mikey, you can make that happen, you know. Just gotta find the right woman. Also, would we consider Creed a kept man, but by you?
And has no accounting or finance experience, work experience, and for him to take over the estate as if it is his, is concerning.
Okay. Is your intent in in involving yourself in this matter to seek to transfer assets from Mort Parsons' estate to Jordan or to Ross or people other than Susan Parsons?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Is your intent in involving Jordan or in this? Is your intent to direct assets from the estate of Mort Parsons to Jordan or to Ross or to anybody else?
No.
Okay. What is Jordan? What are you hoping to see as the resolution of this application for temporary administration?
For the estate to be managed properly and in accordance with Granddad's will, Volney Mort Parsons, and in a way that
Honestly, to strengthen their case, they hired a ghost to bridge the medium gap between the afterlife and the current life, and that is, in fact, the girl that you can barely see beside Allison. I feel bad. We're terrible people making fun of her. She must have a hard enough life already without somebody like you, Paisley, making fun of this poor girl that people can barely fucking see because for some reason they went into a white fucking room.
is not reckless.
And have you ever seen any evidence of Fred Parsons managing the estate or managing Susan Parsons' financial affairs in ways in which she was unaware or in ways in which she would not have liked?
So I'll go back to the transfer on death deed. She was not aware once.
Hold on. First of all, I want to talk about something serious for a minute. I turned off my anti-death filter a couple weeks ago. This is me. This is my natural color, okay? And this girl's making me look like I've been in the Bahamas for a week.
When upon signing the transfer on death deed, that she was signing a transfer on death deed. And she expressed confusion about that, and the impact that it would have on signing the transfer on death deed.
I apologize for interrupting. When you say a transfer on death deed, what a transfer on death deed related to what?
To the estate, to the house, I'm sorry,
Okay.
the home, the family home.
All right. And so after Mort passed, a transfer on death deed was signed from Susan Parsons doing what?
Upon the death of Susan, it would go to Fred. And I'm sorry.
And what is the basis for you saying that Susan was unaware of what she signed or the effect of what she signed?
The basis is, if I'm understanding correctly.
Did she tell you? Did you find out? How did you find out that she was unaware of the document or what it meant?
Okay, so I'm going to have to back up a little bit. We were unaware that probate had been initiated. We were unaware of the transfer on death deed. This all happened around the time in July when Susan drove to the mall by herself, was returning to her vehicle, and got disoriented. It was a really hot day, and went to sit down on a curb and broke her back, and had to be taken to the hospital. And then she ended up having surgery same injury, but a different hospital visit. And then she ended up in rehab to recover from that surgery. While visiting her in rehab, Fred showed up, and I was visiting with Paul. Fred showed up, and he said, I said, "Oh, Fred, what are you doing here? You're up early." And he said, "Oh, my mom has a call with the probate attorney. I think it was 3 p.m. And I was like, "Okay." And so the probate attorney called Paul's phone and was wanting to confirm identifying information. So like her driver's license, her social security card or social security number, granddad's driver's license, and granddad's social security number. And when the attorney was asking, she was sharing the information. She said, "Can you please confirm granddad's last 3 numbers of granddad's driver's licenses, for example, 1, 2, 3." And the call was on speaker, and she wouldn't answer until Fred gave her the thumbs up. And so that was a little alarming because she was in rehab, and I was like, I don't think she's really in a good place to do this right now. Turns out, fast forward to a few weeks, Paul didn't even know they had an attorney. And then we also realized that because of this probate and the call that Fred had with Paul, that kind of ignited some concerns. And so we engaged an attorney, and it was just a consultation, and that's where it was found that a transfer on death deed had been executed, I think, a month prior to that.
But how did you reach the conclusion that Susan did not know the importance or the effect of the transfer on death deed?
So APS ended up visiting Paul in rehab, and they had some questions. And after APS had left, Fred had visited, and I was there with Jordan visiting with Paul, and Fred came up there, and Paul confronted Fred and said, "Hey, why is APS visiting? What's been going on with," I think she said something like, "What's going on with the finances, Fred? Why are they asking so many questions? They know about the baby powder and how you yelled at me. How would they know that?" And she said, "Whatever you're doing, cut it out. You need to stop." And Fred goes into a long rant. And at some point, I bring up that a transfer on death deed was executed and the impact that the transfer on death deed had. And she said to Fred, "I didn't realize what I was signing. I didn't realize that I would be cutting the grandkids out." And Fred said, "The grandkids don't get anything. It's not customary," or something. This is not verbatim, but he said the grandkids aren't supposed to get anything. They're not even family. But really, this is the concerns really are surrounding things being signed and not explained to Paul what she's signing, and transactions that Paul is not aware of.
Okay. Your Honor, I think that the testimony for Allison is concluded, and we're happy to proceed with the hearing as you like.
Okay. So, Miss Allison, so right now you seem to be centered on this transfer on death deed. That's the main contention here right now? That's the problem?
No, I mean, that's part of it. It's, there are a lot of things that I'm hesitant to discuss in terms of mental capacity and things that have not been addressed as a family for many, many, many years, and that are really have come to a head and have changed the dynamic of the relationship that Paul has with her grandchildren. And she's living a very isolated life now. And
Where does she live?
she lives in the Woodlands.
So she's here in Montgomery County.
Yes. Our numbers are blocked. We are. He has told Jordan that she's an evil, evil girl. What are some of the things that he said?
No, it's okay. She can't. You're testifying right now, so
Okay.
it has to just be you right now. Okay. So as far as the immediacy, needing someone right now to administer, not Susan's estate, but the estate of the decedent herein, which would be Volney.
Yes.
What is going to happen to Volney's estate? What is it that you need an executor to do right now to take care of Volney's estate?
I think it needs to be executed by a third-party temporary administrator.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, so we have kind of a few things going on in this case right now. One, there's an application, there's opposition, and then there's also this request for a temporary administrator. So typically when you have a temporary administrator, it's because something has to happen. It's an emergency.
NPC. You have brownie radar. When Paisley puts a brownie in her mouth, NPC comes along with $5 and a late fee, baby. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. No worries about being late. Don't you worry about it. We're so glad you're here. These people are fighting about Grandpa's money. What's fucking new, hey? What's fucking new?
Something needs to happen. So a lot of times, I'll give you an example. We'll see emergencies where maybe the person that died owns a business and they're the sole person that can run the business, sign paychecks, and no one's going to get payroll because, or maybe there is, a home that is abandoned and there are heroin addicts living in, and they have to immediately get access to that home so nobody, burns the house down. Or so what I'm trying to figure out is, as far as the emergency situation that's happening, what is happening now that this executor would need to act on?
Are you asking Allison?
I'm asking the witness, yes.
Understood.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the last part of
What is so you're asking me to appoint someone right now because this is an emergency situation. What is the emergency right now that we need a temporary for?
Because Fred has positioned himself.
Before you talk about Fred positioning himself, which is vaguely sexual, and there's an albino child in the room, ma'am, they are rye sea salt brownies. They're delicious, by the way. Really delicious. By the way, that reminds me, next week we're going to be in the kitchen cooking together. That's right, throwback back to the early days of the channel. Tuesday and Wednesday of this week coming up, we are going to be making cinnamon buns and cookies. My two very special recipes. P.S. Rye contains gluten. Did it say gluten-free? It did not say gluten-free. They did say it contains gluten. And also produced on equipment that also processes anchovies, crab, salmon, almonds, Brazil nuts, coconut, hazelnuts, pecans, pine nuts, pistachios, sesame seeds, walnuts, and peanuts, baby. Also, spoiler alert, I think we're going to call a baking hotline for some tips, because I got me a special number that you can call at home too if you're having trouble. So we're going to call and ask them a question just like you can call and ask a question at home. So look forward to that next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, coming up.
To benefit personally and
Situation. What is the emergency right now that we need a temporary for?
because Fred has positioned himself to benefit personally and has potentially exposed the estate to mismanagement and waste.
Okay, so those are very broad terms and very important, but I need to know specifically how so? What has he done? What waste? What has he done
I
to
know
the
that
estate?
there was a purchase, a $6,000 purchase, while Paul was in rehab. That he had the fence replaced, and it was a transaction. I'm sorry, she wasn't in rehab. It was the day she had surgery. And the day she had surgery, he initiated a $6,000 transaction. And the reason we know this is because when we were sitting in rehab with Paul, she stated that she didn't have access to any of her banking, financial accounts, and
So this is community property between husband and wife, and you're saying that funds are flowing out of that community property assets
yes,
pursuant to Fred's direction, and that's
Correct.
causing waste on the estate.
yes.
Okay, anything else?
Not that I can think of. Angela might have more information on that.
Okay, and so how, so you're not coming for yourself, you're here just to be a witness?
I'm here as a witness, yes.
Okay, and so, as far as if money flows out of this estate,
Well, to be fair, it's a good question. I'll point out, Cellulite Yoga Pants, that oftentimes people used to say, like, sometimes if they made weed brownies or weed gummies and stuff, like, they wouldn't get high. And that's because they didn't decarbotulate the weed first, which means heat it up to the right temperature so that you activate the THC. You normally do that by smoking it, but you can also do that by baking it, heating it to the right temperature first, and then you transfer that activated THC to the oil, which is a carrier oil, and then you bake with that. But if you don't decarbotulate it, you won't really activate all of it, and then what happens is people get a little bit high, or the dosage is really random, and that's because it happens when you bake it as it's already mixed in, as opposed to activating the THC and then putting it in the oil. That's a really important step that a lot of people miss.
I'm trying to figure out Barry's clients here. I'm sorry, I cannot seem to put my hands on anything. Mr. Hammond's clients, Ross and Jordan. How will they be damaged by these actions that you're telling me that Fred is taking?
They'll be damaged. I don't want you to think that this is all about money, but he is.
But in court, so I'll save you the trouble there. You have to show there's a pecuniary interest, and that
Yes.
means it is all about money. So
Okay.
don't feel bad. I'm asking you the all
Yes.
about money question, because the probate law basically says a lot of people have concerns, sympathy, there's an emotional interest, and that doesn't count. It's
Yeah.
got to be about a pecuniary interest, which is a financial interest.
I think that there is a lot of concern regarding waste, deliberate waste, to ensure that there's nothing left for Ross's children, because of the deep hatred that Fred has for his brother, and also because he lacks the capacity to execute a will to deal with a $5 million estate. He's been unable to care for himself.
When you say who are you talking about?
Fred Parsons. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, but hang on, Fred, you're saying Ross's children are gonna suffer because there's not gonna be anything left. So I'm gonna try and make your argument for you and tell me if I'm wrong. Are you saying that Susan's gonna get everything from Ross's estate and that Fred's gonna drain Susan's estate, so then there'll be nothing left for Ross's children that would have taken from Susan's estate?
Inherited.
Well, when I say taken, that's
Yes,
what I mean.
yes.
I mean inherited.
Yes.
Okay,
correct.
and does Susan have a will?
We believe so. We believe it's like a copy and paste of Mort's will from 1996, and I think it can be confirmed here. I think Susan is on the call.
Okay, so, all right. Okay, counsel, do you have another witness?
Yes, we do. If the court would allow, I apologize, Ross Parsons, who's on the line with us, to testify, we'd appreciate it.
Sure, Mr. Parsons, we have to get you off mute.
Yes,
Can you
ma'am.
raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead, counsel.
We've laid quite a foundation already. Ross, I'll skip to the question of is there, do you have a concern that that the transfer of assets from your grandfather's estate to your grandmother, that in that transfer, your Uncle Fred will use undue influence to siphon or divert assets from Susan?
Yes.
What is the foundation for your belief?
Oh my god, these people are grasping at money that's not even theirs yet. Beverly, good night, my love. Thank you for being you. I second what Sashina said earlier as an appreciation during our togethering time. You bring warmth and love wherever you go, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Get good rest tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Belief.
Obviously the transfer of deed, but also his words. He said the grandkids don't deserve anything. We're evil. It was never part of Granddad's intentions for that to be that way. But yes, his own words said we don't deserve anything. We're no longer part of that house. He's tried to separate us from Paul, blocking our numbers and telling her false things.
Okay. And is the immediacy of your concern right now is due to what?
Just from what we've seen, um, just from what Paul just told us and what we seen right before the rehab, he yelled at her for dropping baby powder for her back because she had a yeast infection and that was not being taken care of. Shortly right after, she hurts her back even more, goes back to the rehab. There's been several incidents of him yelling at her while she is talking to us because he doesn't believe we're family, we're evil. He has been shown signs of paranoia that we can't talk to her anymore or else we're trying to take everything, which is not the case. We just want to make sure everything's taken care of, and the emotional state of everything is very concerning because last time I talked to her, he yelled at her, took her phone from her, and then I had to call a welfare check to make sure everything was correct, was okay after that. So that's what's causing the urgency is his actions, his yelling, and isolating of Susan Parsons.
Thank you, Ross. Your Honor, if there's any follow-up questions you have for Ross, I'm finished questioning.
No, I don't have any follow-up questions. Do you have any other witnesses?
I can, sorry, Angela, do you have anything to add?
Hi. No, I think it's all been covered. I think
Hold on, if you're gonna testify, so you said no, but now you're still talking, so I feel like you're getting ready to give me some more information.
Either yes or no, sorry.
So
Yes.
if you're gonna give me more information, I need to swear you in.
Yes, ma'am. You can swear me in.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead, counsel.
Thank you. What's your name for the record, please?
Angela and Dia.
And do you have anything to add to the preceding testimony about the need for a temporary administrator in this case?
Yes, I think that the immediate part and the urgency part does come from Fred manipulating Susan, by controlling everything through her phone, which again is isolating everyone, acting as her, communicating as her. And the immediate urgency is because he is getting more and more agitated at the fact that we are questioning what he's doing and his behavior. The fact that he has blocked everyone from her and isolated her and controls who she talks to and who she doesn't. If the finances were handled by a third party and the third party was handling all this, none of those other things would be able to happen. The more he controls the finances, the more he controls her and who she can speak to and her relationships with the family. It's mentally and morally not okay. And he knows what he's doing. And that's why it's an immediate, because it has escalated really quickly with his aggravation, his frustration, the way he grabs her phone and when she's talking, almost knocking her over. He'll accuse people of stealing her phone and start screaming at people because that's the only way he can control the finances. And so the more it keeps escalating, the more worried we keep getting about her well-being and the relationships we have.
Thank you, Angela. Your Honor, questioning is finished on our end.
Okay, Miss Parsons, can you
Yeah.
hear me? Hi.
I can hear, yes.
I'm sorry that we're just talking about you like you're not here and you're the center of all this. So I just want to ask you kind of you've been listening to all this. What do you have any thoughts? Do you have anything you want me to understand about what's going on?
Well, for starters, I think my son Ross, Fred, has been excellent.
Ross and Fred has been excellent, just like Mayor's been excellent for 17 months. Mayor, thank you so much. Did it go off? Did the sound go off? I'm sorry, I'm listening to babies cry. Thank you, Mayor. I really appreciate that. 17 months of support. These people, oh, Mayor's pink too. Dang, Mayor. Hey, when's your oddcast? Did that already happen? Aww, and look at, there's John. We love what you do too. Mikey was in earlier. He was surprised I was preening in front of the mirror. But if you hang out here at all, it was at 7. Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. If you hang out here at all, you'll know that I just love the look of myself. Hanky Panky, thank you. I lost like 20 pounds so far. And I got my hair did. I'm feeling pretty hot. Pretty good. You know what, Mayor? Here's the thing. I've talked about this with other creators. It feels simple to do a live stream. It is not simple to do a live stream. There's a lot that goes into it in terms of tech, and then there's a lot that goes into it in terms of just talking and being around and feeling okay. So, you know what? The best advice I can do is go ahead and keep going, because nobody likes their first video. You just keep getting better and better and better, baby. How the fuck did I lose 20 pounds in the US? I didn't. I lost those 20 pounds in Canada. I only gained back a pound when I traveled. Dwight! Yay! Members only, baby. That's tomorrow night. Yeah, I did not count calories on vacation. I did not, but I did count steps. Does anybody want to guess how many steps I'm at today? Get your guesses in the chat, baby. Let's continue watching this absolute shit show of a family, by the way.
Helping with anything and everything since my husband passed away. Mort was a highly intelligent man. He had, he knew how to, like, he had all of our money in Fidelity. It was being watched. I've been over there since he passed away to check on those accounts. Mort just did everything. And Fred is technically able to carry on and help me with anything and everything. So everybody has different personalities and how they go about it, but Fred and I are, we're working together on all of this stuff.
Okay. And so I don't mean to ask you a personal question, but I have to, because I have to make sure everything's okay and we're all okay to be in court. have you had any doctor diagnose you with anything like dementia, anything where you would be concerned about your memory or decision-making ability or anything like that?
No, I have not.
Okay, all right. And I saw that your attorney withdrew from the case. Are you aware of that?
I had a phone call yesterday, maybe, and someone said they would like to be my attorney, and I didn't know him from anybody. And so I said, we will just handle this ourselves. Now, early on, some lady came to my house early one morning. Again, I didn't know her from Adam. And she said, well, I'm going to be your attorney. I also have people come in the early morning hours because they bring exercise stuff for my legs. And I thought that was who was coming. And that particular day, I said, no, I don't need anything. I didn't know she was an attorney for all of this. I thought she was there to help me do my exercises. So I didn't know that.
Okay, so are you familiar with a lady named Jennifer Dupelchain?
It's written down somewhere around here.
Okay, so she is the person who basically appeared and said that she was your lawyer. She filed an application for probate of your husband's will and on your behalf, so you could be executor. And she brought the will and filed it with the court, or the purported will. Do you have any idea how she would have gotten that will, or any of those things would have happened if she wasn't your lawyer?
I don't know. I have her name in a letter in there and on my desk. I got a letter. But anyway, we have filed the will. Fred has filed the will, correctly, Fred? Yeah.
Fred filed the will.
No, I didn't file the will. I took it to Jennifer Dupelchain and she filed it.
Okay, so you know Jennifer.
Yes.
Okay, and so how did Jennifer get involved with all this?
When I was looking for an attorney for my mother, I'm the one who got her involved, and she became our attorney.
Okay.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
I apologize. I just want to add the call yesterday, or maybe 2 days ago, that Ms. Parsons received was from me.
Okay.
I was calling prior to this hearing to say, hey, if we can get everybody together and chat before the hearing, I'd love to do that so that we can maybe skip the hearing. I was not offering to be Ms. Parsons' attorney. I was just trying to get everybody in the same room.
Okay, thank you for your candor with the court. I appreciate all that. And Mr. Parsons, I take it that I'm just gonna guess here, but I've done this a couple of times, so I'm guessing if your position is that you're helping your mom take care of the estate and you're not taking anything or anything like that.
Yes, I'm helping her, and what Allison conveniently left out is I have powers of attorney from Fidelity, which can only be obtained at Fidelity in person. I had them with my father and my mother. And I also have a power of attorney from Chase Bank to do banking for my mother, which
Okay.
Allison also left out of her affidavit.
And when did you get those powers of attorney?
Well, with my father, when he was alive, it was last year in 2024. And this year, after he died, we have to update them.
Why do you need to update them?
Because my mother's the beneficiary of those IRAs and all the accounts that he has. So she got, when they transfer to a new account, they create a new number. And when you get a new number, new account number, you have to have new power of attorneys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
From the particular financial agency?
Yeah, Fidelity.
Okay, so, but you said you also had powers of attorney for your mom. When did you get those?
Just in general, that would be this year, back in approximately March, I guess. We got that from Chase Bank. For doing yeah.
Okay, so y'all have powers of attorney with the Chase Bank, and then what about this deed on death that they were talking to me about?
Transfer on death deed. My mother did that back in June, I think it was, and this is before she broke her back. Yeah,
Okay, so June also of this year.
yeah, June. Well,
Okay.
not also. That was the only one. The powers of attorneys were well before that.
Oh, the powers of attorney weren't in March?
Power one in March, I think, and one, yeah, both of them were in March, I think. Because he died in January. My father died, and we didn't get him until actually we probably got the Fidelity in February and the Chase one in March.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. And so, Ms. Parsons, do you know what the power of attorney does?
Well, for right now, Fred's my big helper. I'll admit that. As far as Fidelity, I've been down there and talked to them, let them know Mort had passed away, and we've had our money with them for years, and I have confidence that Fidelity is taking care of our money. And Fred, I will say, he's my right arm man. Mort always handled everything, and I'll admit that I'm not the greatest one, but we're working together.
Okay. But do you know what a power of attorney does?
Well, maybe I don't. I just know that he can sign the papers and do things, I believe. Is that true?
Yeah. So a power of attorney gives somebody ability to make decisions on your behalf,
Correct.
kind of whether you're there or not.
And I have no problem with the decision he makes. Good or bad, I'm going with Fred.
Okay.
And regarding that
Um,
fence, she was talking about 6,000. That was purchased with an authorized credit card. I have an authorized credit card, so whatever I buy is authorized.
Okay.
You could get credit cards and get authorized for anyone to use, and they can buy whatever they want to buy, and it's not stealing.
Yeah. So was the fence for Miss Parsons' home?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, and it has to be a permitted. It took about 30 days to get permitted, and she has to sign to get the permit. So she knew all about it, and they're acting like I'm stealing from the estate because she bought a fence, and she's a multimillionaire. It was a $12,000 fence. It's two payments of 6,000. It's not that much money.
I've got to speak. This is too funny. The woman came over and said, we've been told, she was sitting in my living room. She says, we've been told that you've been spending excessive amount of money. I said, well, what do you mean? And she said, well, we hear you had a new fence put in. And I just laughed. I said, I know who that was. That's Allison Whiteside. She was shook that I had spent money putting a fence up. Well, we back up to Gosling, and there's a green belt out there, and it's full of growth and mess. We had part of the planks were broken. The fence on the neighbor's side was falling in their yard. So yes, I did the paperwork. I got the correct approval, and we had a new fence put in.
Okay. All right. And you can have a new fence if you need a new fence.
I needed a new fence.
That's not my business. So I don't mean to
Well, I just think it's interesting that she had her nose in my business about whether I did or didn't put a fence up.
Okay.
That was Allison.
Okay.
Yes, and Judge,
Yes.
I would like to add, regarding this adult protective services and these wellness checks that happened regarding me and my mother, this was all taught Barry, the attorney there. He taught Allison how to do this, to paint this picture that I'm abusing my mother and stealing from her, and I bought this fence and she's going broke, and oh, I'm just such a horrible person that I yelled at her for spilling baby powder on the ground, which I wasn't even yelling at her. I was in another room. And I've been taking care of old people for about 2 years now, and it does get frustrating. And I did yell, but I wasn't yelling at her. I was in a completely another room. I was just frustrated. And when you deal with old people, it's just work. It's so much work taking care of old people. It's all these different jobs you have to do, all this cleaning and all this stuff. And I just got frustrated, but I did not yell at her. I was just yelling, just being frustrated.
Oh.
What
other old people do you take care of? Is that your father?
My father.
Oh, your father.
Yeah, and he would fall down. He would fall down and have to help him get him picked up. It's so frustrating.
Oh my God. Could you sound less compassionate, sir? Holy shit, Fred. What the fuck? Did you see my face the last minute? That's why I'm gonna need Botox, because of people like Fred. Okay? Fred, that was fucked up. You're gonna make me need fucking Botox. Thank you for that. Can you pay for that out of your mom's fucking money? Actually, how much do you think Botox is gonna cost? I'm definitely gonna need this side to be raised up a little bit. Colin's girlfriend does Botox or works at a Botox clinic, right? I need this side done.
Miss Parsons, does Fred live with you?
Yes, he does.
Okay. And then what about your grandkids? Do you ever get to see them?
Not routinely.
When was the last time you saw your grandkids?
Well, in the car at the end of the driveway recently. No, back, I can't even think when it was. I think it was last fall. I had Jordan over for the day and we went to actually it was in the spring. It was her spring break and I said, let's go to the flower place over there on whatever that street is. We bought some flowers to come back and plant in the yard because I had heard they like to do that. Well, she gets over here and she falls asleep on the couch. And as the day went on, I called Allison. I said, I think Jordan's sick. She's been asleep all day. And she said, oh no, she stays up all night. She's just sleepy. But in general, no, Jordan doesn't come over and play. And they're all
Are
busy
they
lives.
are they local? Are y'all all local?
Well, we're in the Woodlands. They live further down the other side of the freeway. They would have to tell you, way down the
But
end of
we're
the.
in the Houston area, somewhere
30
in
minutes away. 30 minutes away because of traffic lights, but it's not really very far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jordan, you sound like my daughter. She stays up all night too. How old are you, sweet pea? Oh, I can't hear you. I think your mom's audio's doing that same thing again.
I think she's about 14.
How old are you?
13.
13. My daughter's 11. It's that age. Oh, I can stay up all night whether I'm tired.
Can we talk about the fact that I have an older child than both of these women? Oh, I feel pretty good about that. No offense, by the way. But, my daughter's 16 and she's graduating this year. That's right. She'll be 17 when she graduates. But, she does not have the same difficulties that Jordan has being albino. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just actually trying to be real. But yes, kids can be difficult at that age. They do like to stay up all night. Guess what? Never grew out of it. Never grew out of it. I still like to stay up late, baby. I like to walk around town in the middle of the night. Oh, John's doing his live stream. I will send people there, John. I thought we would be done earlier, but well, we only have 2.5 minutes left, John. If I could shut the fuck up.
Or not age. She does the same thing. Do you like playing video games?
Yes.
Yeah. Which ones?
Roblox.
Roblox. She loves Roblox. I bet you like Minecraft too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're one of those smart computer kids. Okay. All right, Mr. I am so sorry. I keep having a fish for your name. Mr. Hammond.
Okay, it's 5 o'clock.
The names didn't print up on my docket for some reason for this case. I think the contestant lawyer, like we always have to handwrite them, and I must have made my staff mad at me because they're not handwritten in this time. I guess I was curious if the concern is, capacity and all that. Has there been any thought? And I'm not saying there needs to be. Ms. Parsons, has diligently answered all my questions. Has there been any? Well, I don't want to ask about discussions with you and your client. So never mind. I'm not even going to ask that because I don't want to put you in a bad position. Okay, I'm going to take this all under advisement. And I want to do some more research on the standing. I was doing some research while y'all were giving me testimony and didn't quite get to the end of the answer that I was looking for. So it's going to take me just a minute to look at that kind of in the calm of not why hearings going on. But y'all definitely have an answer on Monday, okay?
Your Honor, thank you very
Yes,
much for your time and
ma'am.
the court's attention.
Thank you. Take care.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes, Mr. Parsons.
Just for you to know that her attorney and Allison, they've had sex many times. They've used to live together, and they're very
Hold on.
What? What? Holy fuck. Do not ever leave early. Do not ever leave early.
Just for you to know that her attorney and Allison, they've had sex many times. They've used to live together, and they're very
Hold on. Mr. Parsons, did you just tell me about someone having sex?
yeah, he's doing works that he wouldn't normally do. He wouldn't teach her how to do all these tricks on us.
Mr. Parsons, we are just not going to do that. That is just so far out of bounds here. And actually, I've been very kind to let you even participate today because you're not a party to the case. So please understand that I'm trying to be pleasant and letting you be a part of it. But please don't ever do that in the future. I don't want to hear those types of comments. That is not appropriate. So like I said, and we should have left it at that, y'all will have a hearing from me by
Oh my god. Oh my god. Wildly inappropriate. He just, oh my god. I'm sorry, I'm choking. I'm pretty sure that he just fucked any sort of case that he had with that comment. That was wild. Guess what? We'll watch it on Monday. I will watch this court diligently. I'll wake up so early in the morning just for you guys to make sure that we get it. It's not that big of a cock block because she'll be back at it again tomorrow making her decision. And sure as fuck, I'll be tuning in. Did you see? We have to go back. Hold on. Did you see the attorney's face? We have to watch this when he says they had sex. The attorney's face. The attorney's face is fucking epic. First of all, get a better poker face, Barry. First of all, if you fuck a lot of people, you're going to want to have a really good poker face for that. Ooh, I'm terrible.
yes, Mr. Parsons.
Just for you to know that her attorney and Allison, they've had sex many times. They've used to live together, and they're very
Hold on. Mr. Parsons, did you just tell me about someone having sex?
yeah, he's doing works that he wouldn't normally do. He wouldn't.
Yeah, he's really putting it in there, Judge. He really drives it home. He is really banging through the hours, if you will. Holy fuck. That was epic. Lucy, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow. We will tune back in on Monday. Let's hear it one more time. Let's see him before one more time as we close it out tonight, and then we will say goodbye. He taught Allison those tricks when they were fucking. First of all, do you learn a lot when you're fucking? I'm busy when I'm having sex. I am a pretty active lovemaker, so I'm not usually studying law during coitus. But you know, that's just me. Maybe I'm different.
I'll have an answer on Monday, okay?
Your Honor, thank you very much for your time in the court's detention.
Thank you. Take care.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes, Mr. Parsons.
Just for you to know that her attorney and Allison, they've had sex many times. They've used to live together, and they're very
Hold on. Mr. Parsons, did you just tell me about someone having sex?
yeah, He's doing works he wouldn't normally do. He wouldn't teach her how to do all these tricks on us.
Mr. Parsons, we are just not going to do that. That is just so far out of bounds here. And actually, I've been very kind to let you even participate today because you're not a party to the case. So please understand that.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. Wow. Thank you so much. What a Saturday night. Who knew we would get fucked so hard on a Saturday night? You guys, I love you so much. We'll be back at it again tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh my God, the child was there. Alex! Alex! I didn't even remember because she's so fucking pale. She blends in. Oh my God. A YouTuber better than I would make that into a video. She says out into the ether. To YouTubers better than her. Seriously, you guys. Thank you for togethering with me. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of my family. I love you guys so much. I'll be back at it again. Remember, we're baking in the kitchen next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. Don't forget. It's going to be great. We're going to have lunch. We're going to bake. I've got plans. Anyways, in the meantime, do me a favor. Remember that I love you. Woo! Why am I disappearing? Oh my God. The polyjuice potion is wearing off. Remember, I love you and I'm proud of you, and I will see you in the next video before I disappear. Okay, bye. Bye.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, been holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for
Go see John during his live. Give him a hard time. He likes it. Okay, bye.